Yeah, thanks for being here. We're looking forward to the 2025 season. A lot of new faces, so they'll be fun for everyone to get to know. The expectations stay the same, but I think you'll see a lot of new faces, and I think we have a challenging schedule, so we're looking forward to getting started.
And then we'll open it up to questions. If anybody wants to kick it off.
Like you said, a lot of new faces, a really young team. Compared to years past, obviously last year you had 8 seniors. Now this year you just had, Randi as a senior. Have you ever had a team where you've had such a change like that from, that much leadership into seniors?
Yeah, it happens periodically. We knew that obviously people were graduating. We lost 8 to graduation. And so we hit the portal. We knew the freshmen coming in. You just adjust. We feel like we've got a young, talented group, and we definitely are young. Probably two upperclassmen would be these two that have experience, a lot of experience. And past that, it's pretty inexperienced. So inexperienced of playing in college. So yeah, I think adjusting to seeing what they're going to do in big moments, making the routines, all of those things will be important for us to move forward. But I feel like we get a good mix of speed and power.
You mentioned that mix and the new, as Jenny also mentioned in the challenging schedule, it's kind of competing there a little bit with each other. I mean, you're going to throw them in the fire right away.
Absolutely. So it's nice to have not to be complacent. I think that's a killer. So everybody's kind of on neutral ground starting off. These two in particular have had really good falls and really good Januaries. They've got a good college resume, so we kind of know what we're getting from Jenna and from Randi. And, they've done a really good job leading and setting the tone for younger players.
Randi has the senior. I mean, do you feel a little more pressure providing that leadership because it's not a bigger group like Kaden was talking about, and it's kind of just you?
Maybe a little bit at first, but honestly not at all. I have so much confidence in this team and the other upperclassmen next to me, and I think that we are all very autonomous and can play some softball really well. So,
Randi, for you, in this day and age of college athletics, it kind of feels kind of rare for somebody to be at the same school for their whole career. Can you kind of talk about what you're going into your final year as a lady topper and you're looking to achieve?
I have so much pride for the school. I love this place so much, and till the day I die, Hilltopper, love it. But I would say that just pretty much pride. That's all I got for it, and playing softball for this university. And I've been blessed with a great coaching staff and also great leadership above me, so that has taught me a lot along the way. So I would never want to leave a place like this. So.
For you, what kind of brought you here to KU, and when is that decision for you to come here?
Yeah, so for me, looking at schools for my transferring, I was looking for a school with winning culture, which WKU in their conference is very competitive and has always been in that championship game, has always been one of the top teams in the conference, so that stood out to me. And then also just the coaches, very personable, very much cared about me as a person and me as an athlete and helping me grow both on the field and off the field. That stood out to me a lot. And then just meeting the team, it was really great. We have a great culture here and a lot of great athletes, so that was kind of all that went into my decision.
Since you mentioned the championship game, the big thing is the postseason runs coming through here this year. What's it like? I mean, obviously you got a full season to navigate, but kind of knowing that you're going to be the host of that conference tournament, it's got to add a little extra spice to this year.
Yeah, it's awesome to host. I think that the team enjoys playing at home. I think we have a great fan base. It's fun to be in front of your fans and to see the excitement around the community. I feel like, the past 4 years we've been in 3 championship games. We've done a good job there and figuring out how to close the door. Some things got to go your way, in championship games. And unfortunately last year it didn't go our way, so I feel like we learned from that championship. But this is a new team, and every team's built a little differently. So we want to be who we are this year, and we want to, show up and show out for the fans.
Even though it's a pretty new team, Randy, how motivated are you by that and knowing, again, that this time it's going to get to be at home? Because it was such a tough finish to last year.
I definitely have a bitter taste in my mouth from last year, but we do not lose at home, so that's a big pride thing for us. So having the tournament at our place gives us, it makes us very excited, for sure.
You know, Coach, I know you talked about the inexperience and the new faces on the team. What are some of the strengths for this team going into the year?
Yeah, I would say our speed will definitely be a strength. I feel like our offense is overall stronger. I feel like 1 through 9 we have capable players of hitting it over the fence or being a table setter. I feel like our offense should be stronger. Our pitching depth will have depth. Obviously, we're replacing a big arm in the circle. But we do have capable arms that can do a good job for us, and they all have a little bit different looks. So that's an exciting part to try to figure out that. I think that'll be my biggest challenge is figuring out when to keep them in, when to pull them, just because that is unknown yet. But they've done a really good job at practice, and throwing against really good hitters is very helpful for our staff to know where we can and can't miss. And so that's been exciting for us. But I would say the offense as a whole will be a unit hitting more than maybe seeing the 56 RBIs from one player. So I'd say that would be our biggest difference. And actually, we only returned one 300 hitter from last year's squad. So that played here.
You mentioned the pitches out there. Last year, obviously, you had Katie and Maddie, you had Rylan.
Mm-hmm.
Now the main returns of Maddie and Rylan. You kind of threw Rylan in there, as a freshman last year. Do you kind of expect that to be the same this year, throwing some of those freshmen in there, trying to give them that experience that Rylan got last year?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like Erica and Delaney both will be capable of throwing innings for us. And if you watch softball, there's very few that are seven inning kids. So whatever that looks like for us, as long as we're winning ball games, that's what's going to matter. So I think that experience is huge for a pitcher because they have the most pressure on the field. So trying to get them acclimated to that every day at practice it is very important for us. So I think you'll see all 4 pitchers throw.
You guys have your first, several games on the road. Excuse me. Any goals you guys have set for yourself, early goals in those games before you guys come back for your home opener?
I think for me, as a team-wise, it's just, having that confidence. We want to go out there and we just want to prove to everyone, yes, it might be a new team, a lot of new faces, but we are capable of playing ball and that we are able to just, prove everyone that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be a leader on the field and you can be an athlete. And so that's kind of my goal for this weekend as a team is just to go out there and compete and just put out a name for ourselves.
And wreak havoc for sure, just to put the fear of God in some teams that we're going to see. So that's what I would love to open up that way. That's a big goal for mine. And like what Jenna said, age does not matter as long as you can play ball really well.
We mentioned that the conference tournament is here. Look at that schedule. There's not a lot of home games in comparison. Did that work out? Did it just work out that way? Where you want to kind of put this team a little bit to the test? Because I know you have your 2 tournaments. I think you have a midweek game in the conference. I mean, it's not very many home games compared to maybe the last couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know who scheduled that, so I'm still trying to find her. But yes, definitely will be road tested. I feel like we've always played a high-quality schedule to get us ready for the tournament, and I think that formula has worked to be in the 3 of the last 4 championship games, and the one we weren't in, we actually lost one of our best players due to an injury. So that was a little bit of a hit for us in 23, but I think they have to be able to play on the road. Our goal is always to go to postseason. We're not going to host, so how is it like to go play at these stadiums that may be a little rowdy and then may have 8 or 9 arms, and trying to get used to that. I think we've got a stretch in there that's pretty tough, but in order to be good, you have to be challenged, and I feel like they've accepted all of the challenges that we've put forth, and they're really a joyful team is how I would describe them. They're competitors, but they're joyful.
And that being said, one of your home tournaments, you got Kentucky in here to get a pro. You know, you guys have already had such rivalries as it is. To get them in a tournament, I think you're playing them twice here at home. And you go up and play them in Lexington.
Mm-hmm. That's
got to be a nice scheduling thing, considering the history between these two programs.
Yeah, it's always good to play a good opponent, well-coached team, and it's in-state, so we do have some Kentucky girls on the team. We're all Tennessee girls, but it's nice, and it's always a challenge for us, and we're grateful they'll play us every year. So we'll have them 3 times, and then we'll have Louisville twice. So.
Jennifer, you just played Kentucky 3 times. What's it like knowing you get to play your former team, not just once, but a couple other times as well?
Yeah, I would say that I'm excited for it. I mean, I love the people on their team. They're my friends, but like whenever it comes to game day, like I'm going to compete. I'm going to play to the best of my ability and represent Western Kentucky the best that I can. So I am excited, and I don't really think of it much of anything else other than just a softball game. So to me, that's what it is.
Coach, you brought it up when we were talking about the tournament earlier. I just wanted to get your thoughts on how you felt about the tournament format. Obviously you all swept it to the championship, Liberty lost early on. You only got to play them once. I feel like if it's a double elimination, it should be double elimination all the way through. I just want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I was on the wrong end this time. It's how we knew the format going in. We felt like we were playing a really good tournament, and I still feel like we played a really good tournament. I think just a few things didn't go our way, and they capitalized and they won. But in 21, we only had to win 1 game, and they hadn't lost any. So we actually went to postseason through that. We had to fight our way back through the losing bracket. So we kind of knew going in. I think that's a shock to everyone that doesn't know Conference USA the schedule, but that will be changing. So I think that'll be better. I think it all boils down to the championship game not being on TV if there is a must-play game. And so I think that's the reason why it was always on CBS Sports, and we always have a pretty good crowd. So, it's tough to swallow anytime you lose like that, but you got to look back and see where you can make corrections. And, we hit the portal hard. So we feel like we brought into experienced players that can really help us in different ways. They're different types of players, and we feel like the freshmen are capable of stepping in and playing. And, just like upperclassmen, you're going to have times where you're just not doing what you think you can, but somebody else picks you up. It doesn't mean you're a bad player. It's just maybe you have an off game. So softball's hard, a game of failure, and how do you manage those failures will determine our season. So maturing them as fast as possible is the key for us as coaches.
Coach, you kind of mentioned the joy and fullness and the competitiveness of this team. Curious for Jenna and Randy how you all feel about kind of the team chemistry and the team atmosphere that you built over the offseason.
This is definitely one of the best team chemistry teams I've been on in my 4 years, for sure. We get along very well, and whenever we come to practice, there's laughing, and we're having fun with it, but we do have a purpose, and we do want to win a championship, and we have that in the back of our minds, but we have fun when we do it, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with Randy. It's always fun to go to practice. It's something that I look forward to. I do believe that the people make the team, and here it's a big old family with us, and I can sit here and say that I can trust anyone to be in that box and get the game-winning hit, and we're all going to be excited for whoever it is at that time.
Speaking on some of your younger folks, you've got a couple of girls who've already kind of made some noise this preseason. You got Charlotte Herron, named Softball America freshman watch list, and then of course Mo Sharp, your lone 300 hitter in the 24 season, named preseason all conference. Charlotte's a freshman, Morgan's a sophomore. What are you expecting kind of from the two of them, and how do you see them stepping up this season?
Yeah, Mo obviously had a really great freshman campaign, played second. She'll probably move to short for most of is the projection, game 1. Offensively, I think she's stronger. She went out and worked really hard this summer. She played a little bit, and she also hit the weight room. So she's put in the work. And then with Charlotte, obviously recruiting Charlotte and watching her play. She's always had a really good stick, and so I think you'll see her around the infield and maybe in the outfield, but offensively she should help our hitting team for sure. That's where I kind of see she's kind of even kill. So when it comes to hitting, and so that's nice to see from a freshman, and you're capable as a freshman to hit over 300. And so whether or not her numbers are there or not, I think a big thing for our team is we have to hit people in, and we have to have table setters. So we got to figure out ways to create offense in certain ways, but we had 2 home runs yesterday at practice from 2 different people. So I think you're going to see a little love spread throughout the hitting and not just reliance on 1 or 2 people.
Talked a lot about Jenna. We'd be remiss to not mention our other transfer at Macy Masters. Kind of from you two, what have you seen from her, and how has she, kind of made her way, folded herself into the team, and how do you see her contributing both on and off the field?
Yeah, I love Macy. She's definitely like a blue-headed girl. Like, she doesn't get too high or too low. She works harder than anyone that I know. I mean, she's always at the field before practice. She stays after practice, working on her hitting. Coach T recently challenged her to become our catcher. Of course, like Randi, but Randi has helped Macy. And she's worked really hard and has definitely showed us that she can do whatever she needs to do to help the team. So she's a great person on the team, and I think she's willing to do whatever she can to help the team out.
Macy is one that makes other people better while she is also getting better. Like what Jenna said about catching and everything, and me helping her and everything, she has made me a better catcher for sure, and a better hitter because she'll drag me to hit with her, and vice versa. But yeah, she's one of the hardest working girls I've met, and she is a big stick. So, perfect.
And you talked about, the team chemistry and how it's just really fun to be on this year to see it. Is there any fun, outside of practice things you guys have been doing that kind of stand out, some of your favorite
Yeah, we've done, we did Secret Santa. We're about to do a Valentine's Day thing, like Valentine's Day, like gift exchange, Secret Admirer stuff. We eat together all the time, and it's not just like a few cluster of people, it's like team. We usually do that and things of that sort, and so we'll all hit together as groups, and we're about to do that later today, so that'll be good. So yeah, everybody can just feel like they can ask any of them to go and hit, or anything. There's not any cliques or any of that sort.
Yeah, we do a lot of fun things. Like Randi says, we eat a lot as a team. We'll go and we'll hang out at Morgan and Ryland's and Anne's apartment and just watch football they went and watched The Bachelor the other day. That was fun. We also went to a little winter recharge as a team this past January, and it was really fun. It was just a weekend getaway, and we all almost everyone on the team went, and we enjoyed our time. So I think that was good, team bonding and just centering our focus on something outside of softball just for the weekend and getting closer together as a team.